Have you ever wondered why some people seem unshakable in the face of adversity while others crumble under the slightest pressure? The answer lies in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy born in the bustling markets of Athens and the solemn halls of Rome. Stoicism provides a blueprint for living a fulfilled life, emphasizing resilience, emotional control, and the acceptance of what we can and cannot control. The Stoic philosophers, such as Epictetus, Seneca, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, taught that our power lies not in reshaping the world around us, but in mastering our own internal world. They championed the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, believing that the practice of these virtues leads to a tranquil mind and a life well lived. The Stoic path isn't about denying feelings or adopting a grim outlook on life. It's about understanding the nature of life's ups and downs and responding with grace, strength, and wisdom. Stoic philosophy teaches us not just how to live, but also how to thrive amidst life's inevitable challenges. The first Stoic lesson is the acceptance of reality. This isn't about giving up on dreams, but about acknowledging the world as it truly is, not as we might wish it to be. It's about understanding that wishing things were different only leads to stress and anxiety. It's futile to rail against the universe. Instead, we should focus on what we can control. When we accept reality, we free ourselves from the chains of wishful thinking and embrace the power of the present moment. The second Stoic lesson is understanding the difference between control and concern. Stoicism teaches us to focus our energy on aspects within our control, our actions, our responses, our attitudes. Conversely, it urges us to relinquish our grip on areas beyond our control, other people's actions, the weather, or the past. This shift in focus, from concern to control, can foster peace and contentment. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of the rest, we can live a more peaceful and fulfilling life. The third Stoic lesson is detachment from externals. It's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth by our possessions or social standing. But Stoicism teaches us that these external factors are transient, fleeting. Instead, we should strive for inner peace and contentment, for these are the true measures of a meaningful life. When we stop chasing the superficial, we open ourselves to genuine fulfillment. When we detach ourselves from externals, we find true happiness within, not without. The fourth Stoic lesson is understanding the impermanence of life. This is embodied in the concept of memento mori, a Stoic reminder that we are mortal, that our time here is fleeting. It is not to be morose, rather, it is a call to live in the present, to savor every moment. It tells us to not postpone joy, to not waste time on trivialities. By remembering our mortality, we learn to appreciate the present and live life to the fullest. The next three Stoic lessons are virtue, self-discipline, and equanimity. Let's begin with virtue, the moral compass guiding our actions. Virtue is not about perfection, but about striving to be the best version of ourselves. It's about living according to our principles, even when it's challenging. It's about authenticity, honesty, and integrity. Virtue is about being true to ourselves, and in doing so, we set a standard for others to aspire to. It's the beacon that lights the path ahead, helping us navigate through life's complexities. Next, we come to self-discipline, the art of self-control. It's the ability to resist short-term gratifications for long-term benefits. Self-discipline is about setting boundaries and sticking to them. It's about harnessing our desires, taming our impulses, and channeling our energies constructively. It's about making conscious choices rather than being led by whims or external influences. Self-discipline empowers us, giving us the strength to make tough decisions and the resilience to withstand adversity. Lastly, we have equanimity, the state of maintaining mental calmness and composure, especially in difficult situations. Equanimity is about finding an inner balance, a serenity that remains unshaken by external upheavals. It's about viewing life's ups and downs with an even mind, neither overly elated by success nor overly dejected by failure. Equanimity gives us the clarity to see things as they are, without distortions or biases. It's the anchor that keeps us steady amidst life's storms. Together, these three lessons form a triad of character strength. Virtue gives us direction, self-discipline gives us control, and equanimity gives us balance. They are the tools we need to lead a fulfilling life, one that is true to our values and resilient in the face of challenges. Remember, Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or being indifferent. It's about understanding our emotions, managing them wisely, and using them as guides rather than masters. It's about living a life of purpose, wisdom, and inner peace. Virtue, self-discipline, and equanimity are the cornerstones of a well-lived life. The final two Stoic lessons warn us about the trap of social media and the dangers of excess. Social media, like a crafty siren, lures us into a world of comparison, envy, and distraction. It tricks us into valuing the superficial over the substantial, the fleeting over the enduring. We end up chasing shadows, forgetting that they are but reflections of reality, not reality itself. In the same vein, excess, whether it be in pleasure, wealth, or status, is a pitfall to be avoided. It's a deceptive mirage that promises fulfillment but delivers emptiness. The Stoics teach us to practice moderation in all things, to enjoy without becoming enslaved, to strive without becoming obsessed. Remember, the goal is not to renounce, but to maintain control, to use but not be used, to live not at the mercy of external things, but in harmony with them. By avoiding the trap of social media and the excesses of life, we can live a more focused, content, and meaningful life. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It is a journey that begins with the awakening of the mind to the acceptance of reality, understanding that what happens outside of us is beyond our control, while our responses to them are within our grasp. This journey takes us through the lessons of detachment from externals, recognizing the impermanence of life and practicing virtue, self-discipline, and equanimity. The path of Stoicism also guides us to be mindful of the traps of social media that can ensnare us in a world of superficiality and excess. It teaches us to tread lightly, to avoid the excess, and to focus on the inner self. These 9 Stoic lessons, when embraced, can lead us towards a resilient, peaceful, and meaningful life. As we walk the Stoic path, we learn to navigate the challenges of life with grace, wisdom, and serenity. This is the essence of Stoicism, a path that leads not just to understanding, but to living well.